Alright, Schlockmeister fans. 1966 is Queen of Blood with Dennis Hopper and John Saxon. Let's check it out. Our movie takes place in the future.
The year 1990. The problem of traveling to the moon has been solved for many years. Space stations have been built there.
They're receiving some strange signals from somewhere.
We've had these signals now for 3 days. Dr. Faraday thinks they're from a planet within our galaxy, but beyond our solar system.
What, does he think it might be a form of communication?
Basil Rathbone.
It informs us that they are dispatching a spaceship to bring their ambassador to our planet Earth. They believe our atmospheric conditions will support their home of life.
Okay, apparently there is a crash landing out in space of whatever these aliens are. They're the ones who've crashed.
Remarkable. Crash landing on Mars. And this is their SOS.
One of the astronauts is Dennis Hopper.
Toward Mars, and are passing through perihelion to the sun. Mars is giving off a red coloring and is becoming more vivid as we approach.
Oh, Katie, it'll make you feel better.
They had a rough takeoff. But eventually they do land. On Mars.
There's more than one dead man. The others must have boarded a rescue rocket, which Captain is very used to. Is marooned someplace else on Mars. It's the only possible explanation.
Then we'd have to send observation satellites, isn't that correct, sir?
And remember, we're expecting a very warm welcome.
You'll get it. The Martian girls are dying to meet you.
You'd better hurry. A strong wind is coming up here. You now have 29 minutes left.
Well, they discover I don't know if it's a ship or facility or what, but they find what they're looking for. One survivor.
Amazing news for you. It turns out they landed on Phobos.
I don't...
Who's they?
The astronauts from the other planet. The rescue ship landed here, and one of them is alive. We're going to bring her with us.
But your rescue ship can only...
And it's clearly a woman, and they bring her back. One guy had to stay behind, though.
Oceano 2 will be ready to blast off this week. It seems to me that if Murata uses his emergency ration sparingly, he ought to be able to hold out very well.
Oh, it doesn't take long before our visitor wakes up. She's mesmerizing. Dennis Hopper teaches her how to drink water. And it looks like she has an acorn for a head.
That's very good.
Now when they take some blood from her or something, she balks.
I'll get another hypo.
Later on, she approaches, I believe, Dennis Hopper, and somehow, like, seduces him and hypnotizes him with her eyes, and it appears that she's biting him.
Now we know how she feeds at least.
She's a monster.
I don't think that will be necessary. We have a good supply of blood plasma with us. If you'll start to feed her.
Well, plasma be damned. I guess she wants real blood. She starts stalking again. And again, somehow she hypnotizes the guys with her eyes. Well, they've had enough of that nonsense now.
When you wake up this time, you won't be able to move.
But even tying her down doesn't work.
She's bled to death. All you did was scratch her, and she's bled to death. She's a hemophiliac. Perhaps she was some sort of royalty where she came from. The queen, maybe.
So the queen is dead, but before she left, she laid some eggs.
What is it?
It's some kind of egg.
Don't you realize what they were trying to do? They sent her to Earth to find a new feeding ground for her race. And then we're just animals to be eaten.
But try to convince Basil Rathbone of that.
I think so, Doctor.
You brought back something unique and marvelous from another world. You can be very proud.
But, Doctor, they're deadly.
I appreciate your warning, my boy.
Well, our movie ends with a very happy Dr. Faraday taking his pulsating eggs and probably dooming the entire planet Earth. Alright, let's talk about Queen of Blood. This is a movie that I actually watched once before. I taped it on cable, like off of Stars or something, maybe around 2003, 4, 5, I don't know, somewhere around that time. And I watched it at the time. I hadn't seen it since, and I didn't remember anything about it, other than there was some sort of like vampire thing going on. So anyway, the movie is, they're getting some signals from outer space that there's some sort of other alien race out there or something. And they end up crashing, or at least they think, the Americans are thinking that these people are crashing on Mars. So they go out to investigate. It turns out whatever has crashed is on the moon of Mars, Phobos. They go down there and they find this woman who's like in a spacesuit, and she's green, and obviously they think she's some sort of alien race, so they take her back. Now, this woman is, they never really quite say exactly what she is, but she's more or less like a space vampire. When she wakes up and she's loose, she doesn't talk at all, she has no dialogue whatsoever, but she moves in on people, and then she seemingly bites them. We don't quite see, like in the first victim we see, something about her eyes. She mesmerizes these people, like hypnotizes them, then comes up to them and then kills them, eating them, biting them, whatever. Later on, another victim, she was actually like chewing his like neck and stuff. So we actually see her like eating this guy. Basil Rathbone is in this, Dennis Hopper is in this, and John Saxon is in this. They also find these eggs. They're like these puffy, red, bubbly, they're kind of like Jell-O. They kind of jiggle like Jell-O too. And they warn the people that, hey, maybe we shouldn't be dealing with these things. But Basil Rathbone, he's like the main doctor in charge of all this. He's like, nonsense, nonsense. We need to take these, blah, blah, blah. The last scene in the movie is him like carrying these this crate of eggs or whatever. And we're led to believe that by doing this, he's basically going to destroy the human race, because whatever's in those eggs is going to turn out to be whatever this queen vampire is with the green skin. And that's it. That's that lady right there. So anyway, that's pretty much all you got in this movie. This is a monster movie from 1966, very cheaply made, low budget. But you know what? It actually wasn't all that bad for what you saw. They did pretty good. Now, apparently, this movie, which was Roger Corman, I think, produced this thing. In fact, there's an interview with him on here, producer. Yep. They stole a lot of footage, or maybe they didn't steal. Maybe they whatever the case is, they use existing footage from a Russian film, or actually a couple of Russian films. A lot of the sets and things that you see where the characters weren't in them apparently were from some other films. But yeah, and there was also some rumors later on that perhaps when Alien came out, like, what was it, 13 years later, they may have borrowed some of the same elements from this particular film. I don't quite see that, because I don't really see a whole lot of connection other than that they were outer space and the egg thing. But yeah, that's it. So anyway, that's Queen of Blood. Recently picked this up on Blu-ray. I actually picked up a different movie called Queen of Blood on Blu-ray because I bought it by mistake. I thought I was getting this one. Got some other weird movie, which I think had a sequel, Queen of Blood 2 on it, or something. I don't know, maybe it was called something else. But there's two of those movies. They're not even hardly worth viewing, although I did watch them. But anyway, I bought them by mistake when I meant to buy this one, and now I have this one too. So I have now officially upgraded that VHS to this. So there you go, Queen of Blood. Kino Lorber put this out. By the way, the video looks fantastic on this. Kino Lorber did a great job preserving this title. So anyway, check it out. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this one if you've seen it. Queen of Blood. Watch it. Bye.